to do if you're going to involve yourself successfully in internet dating. She declares, Oprah Winfrey does, that the first thing that you have to do is that you have to have, number one, the right picture. You have to have the right picture. Here it is, a picture of you that is real and recent. Do not put a picture that is photoshopped that will give a false representation of who you are. When it is that you are posting that picture, it ought to be a picture of you, not a picture of you and friends, because the intended will not know which one they are talking to. Should be a picture of you that does not model that you are trying out for the Victoria's Secrets catalog, or else they will not know who you are in essence. They will only know you in projection. Give a picture that is a real portrayal and an accurate assessment of your personality that reflects whether or not that you are in fact demure or have a reserved composition, or whether you are outgoing or somebody who is vivacious by nature. First thing that you have to do is make sure that the picture that you are in fact posting is real and recent. The second thing that you have to do, Oprah Winfrey muses, is that you cannot, here it is, you cannot be afraid of disappointment. Do not think that the person you meet is automatically going to be the person who is intended. Because people on the other side of the screen may have different intentions, may have different motives, and may have a different agenda. Do not leave yourself heartbroken because it did not work out. But you've got to make up in your mind that this too shall pass. The person who can handle love is a person who can handle pain. If you cannot handle pain, you are not prepared for love. Third thing that Oprah Winfrey offers, ladies and gentlemen, is that you've got to make sure that you are enhancing your options. You are enhancing your options. That if, in fact, you are going online, you're understanding that I am not limited to my zip code. But this is now a global society, and I can go beyond the tentacles of my actual reach. It does not, in fact, say because I am online that I am refusing that which is around. God is then allowing you to step into a place where your options are getting ready to be open. Now, there are many of you, particularly, who are grown and steeped in the sacred place called sanctuary and the culture of the church, who have a furrowed brow, who are asking yourselves, Pastor Bryant, are you now saying that the body of Christ ought to lend itself to internet dating? There's a controversy now in sanctuaries with the emergence of sites like Christian Single and ChristianMingles.com as to whether or not believers should explore such measures. It is mine, ladies and gentlemen, to offer to you for your critical thought that since Moses passed the baton on the outskirts of the promised land, he selected a young upstart who had a servant's heart. He had unwavering loyalty and amazing tenacity. He didn't have just one issue. He had several things that were working for him, but there were other people who were in line to assume the position. The question should be asked, how come Aaron didn't get it? How come Miriam did not get it? How come none of the Levites were tapped on to get it? But Moses decided, let me explore my options because I have a picture in my mind of who it is that I want to lead now that my season has expired. I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, because there's somebody who has come to a crossroads in your own life. And one of the difficulties that you've had is that it has, in fact, been more than a daunting task to find the appropriate person in your life. That's where Moses was, ladies and gentlemen. He had already brought the children of Israel through the Red Sea. He had already endured 10 plagues. He had already smattered blood on the doorposts. He had already gotten past his nerves and his idiosyncrasies of a stammering tongue. He had already already gone into Pharaoh's camp and said, let my people go. He had already mounted.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.